Have you ever wanted to be a gravity-defying martial arts capable rabbit? Well then, Overgrowth is the right game for you. So Overgrowth is a game that has been in development for 12 years, I believe, and you can truly tell it's been in development for that long. The level of polish and the beauty of the game, I think could have taken at least 12 years for a full company to do, much less a single man working on it. So this game, Overgrowth, is $30 on Steam, and it is amazing. So I only have 3 hours in it, because there's very little content that the guy supplies, the creator, but there are mods and other things. So when opening this game, you're gonna notice that it's a nice menu, but it kind of looks like it's a funky, like, a not intense, serious game, but it is very, very immersive. So you start off as, it depends what story you go into, but Luguru's story, you start off as a rabbit, and you go around your village, and it's taken over by raiders. And you kill the raiders, and go on and end up finding all this espionage. The game plays in the background currently, and it is truly fun. I played it for 3 hours and couldn't stop playing it for those 3 hours. So I have an i5 4670K at 4.4 gigahertz, as well as a 980 Ti, and I was able to max this game out at 1080p, and it looked beautiful. The minute I opened up the story, I forget what it was called, I was just shocked at how wonderful this game looked. The water was so clear, and the sunlight was reflecting off the water. It was a beautiful thing to watch. So not only was it fun, but it was beautiful. And in the performance sector, I mean, it did well. I think I was above 60 FPS, maybe 100 FPS the whole time. But there were occasional stutters, which didn't detract from the gameplay. But it got annoying, but it wasn't too much to be offended by or mad at. It was fine. It was just fine. Now, if you don't like games that are exploration and you take in the environment and all that, I just think that this is a testament to how much you can put your life into something and how beautiful it can become. This game is more polished, better looking, more fun in some cases than any Assassin's Creed game. Pretty much any other Ubisoft game. They're not that good on PC. But I just thought how this one guy made one game over 12 years, of course, that looked better, played better, and in my opinion was better than many Ubisoft games. So it just gives me a whole new respect for indie developers and for small companies, and makes me kind of mad at how the big companies with these big teams can't do something this great. So in the game, you are a gravity-defying rabbit, essentially. Or maybe not gravity-defying, because the engine that the guy created, I think, is meant to defy gravity. But either way, you are a giant rabbit, or a normal size rabbit, but you look giant, I guess. And you can jump super far, and you're very agile, you roll, and you're great at climbing. Now this helps extremely much good time in combat, sorry about that. Because you can jump around your enemies, and you can kick them, and you can hit them, and you can roll around them and jump back on them. But the issue with that is, I found that that was all I was doing. All I was doing in the fights was holding my spacebar, waiting to get near an enemy, jumping, and then landing, rolling, jumping again, hitting the enemy, and that stuff. especially if it were a wolf or a dog. If it were a cat or a rabbit, I would usually stay on the ground more because the character can take more hits. And with that, combat kind of became a bit more stale for me. Never became completely stale. It was still fun, but I kind of got bored of the constant jumping, rolling that I would have to do. But what I did like was the climbing. So there are these little puzzles, and I accidentally selected casual mode. I would have done middle ground, but I thought the game was multiplayer. I don't know. I went with the easy route. But when you would do parkour, I assume that's what you call it, you would see scratch marks on the wall. So you'd hit the scratch marks, and then you'd get to the next part. And with your ability to jump, the parkour was made so easy because you could leap higher, you could kind of grab onto something better, but it also made it more difficult because of the overshooting. You see, in most video games, jumps are perfectly positioned. In Mario, sometimes it's not, but that's a platformer. But games I think of, Assassin's Creed, I guess Wolfenstein, if you jump in that. LA Noire, yeah, I've never had to jump in that game, but if you do have to, you jump perfectly. Grand Theft Auto, different game, but still, they're all planned out. But this one, your momentum carried you, which I really liked. I liked how it was very physics-based. And that's what the game's true thing is the engine. The story's good. It's short, it's fine, but it's good. Really, what I liked was the engine. Just, it worked. It was like real life times 2. So the plot of the game is, well, there's 2 stories. One story is your village is taken over. There's going to be some spoiler alerts up ahead, so if you want to cut out, I'll put a timestamp to when I stop talking about it. So, so the story starts off with your village is ratted out by another villager to bandits. And you come back and you see, oh no, all of your family's dead. And your village is dead. So then you go on a quest, end up finding the person who sent the people to attack your village, kill them, and then later on, you go to the Bunny King, the Bunny King's lair. You go to the Rabbit King's lair, and they're like, oh, I'm on his detail, this is where they're going. You go and see the Rabbit King doing a deal with the wolves who eat rabbits. And then you kill the Rabbit King, which was pretty easy. I just jumped on him, stole the sword, and cut him up a little bit. And then you have to kill 3 wolves and 3 wolf pups, and then the Wolf King. And that was a very difficult fight. If it's in the gameplay, you'll see I died a ton. And in the next story I did was your people, the rabbits, were being sold to slavery, and you had to free them from slavery by killing these cat people. So the stories are good. I really want to see what the mods have to offer, because this game is going full time. It's gonna come out of beta soon, and I really want to see what those mods can do for the game. But like with everything in our capitalist society, one thing we have to mention is price. This game is $30. I would not buy it for that price. If the mod community got bigger, if more people played it, if there was more story added, then who knows, $30 would be worth it. But I got this in a humble bundle, so I didn't pay $30 for it. And no, for the current price, I would not buy it. But for $10, maybe. For anything less than $10, most definitely I would buy it. If I had my eyes on it. And that's what I think that the community needs is to show them, or is to look at this game more. Because if it grows, it can become something great. I will do some mods. I'll see how they are. I mean, I won't create them, but I'll look at other people's. I'll come back, see if the game is worth the $30 after looking at some mods. But if I can't get 30 hours or 15 even of enjoyment, then I don't think it's worth the money. Until there's a price drop, in which case, if I can get 10 hours for $10, then it's worth it. But at the current moment, it is not worth the price. But there is a sale, $20 and another game, Receiver, for free. So then that deal starts making it worth it. So I hope you all enjoyed. Comment, like, subscribe. Tell me if you want these game reviews. This wasn't the best one I've done. I said a lot, clearly. And it wasn't too long. I'm not trying to go for rags length game reviews. But I'd like to hit 15 minutes. It's all good, though. It is all good. Tell me what games you'd want me to review if you like this review. If you want to gift me a game, just tell me and I'll give you my Steam so you can gift me one. And otherwise, just comment, like, subscribe. I have 2 videos planned. One is an GTX 470 benchmark and a $300 computer that can do 2K gaming. So keep your eyes out for that. Goodbye.